It's a Sterling Europa 540. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, we've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, and we'll take you through these in person here on site. In the front locker, you have your gas bottle and your gas regulator on the bulkhead. The yellow valve that you see down the front here is a gas shut-off valve, so you can isolate the gas supply to the caravan if you wish to. On top of the bottle, you've also got your on-off valve as you would on a normal gas bottle. The pipe work that goes into the front of the van is reverse thread fitment, so it turns the opposite way to, for instance, a bottle lid, so you'd have to turn it the opposite way to release it. Down the side of the caravan, you have your water pump connection, which very simply connects in the side of the van, so you release it by pulling it out. To put it into place, you push it in to the connections on the inside of the van. And at the top here you'll see two little catches, one at the top and one at the bottom, that you just push over the edge of the pump to hold it in place. The water pump itself actually drops down inside the aqua roll and it picks up the water from the barrel. Down the bottom here you've got your wind down leg to stabilise the caravan while it's on site, and like I said, and as I always say to everyone, you never lift the caravan with these legs, it's just there for stabilising. Up on the side of the van you have your heating and hot water flue. You need to remove this cover prior to igniting anything on gas inside of the caravan. If you try to ignite anything on gas with this connect on the side of the van, then it'll actually not ignite, as it's essentially the flue for the heating and hot water system. Next up, you have your battery locker with your battery in there. If you need to release the battery, you can remove these two screws at the bottom, and there'll be another one in the centre once you remove this plate. And then you've got two quick release terminals on top that you just pop up and disconnect the battery. And then next to that you have your mains power lead coming into the side of the van from the site you are on, and in the back you have your motor mover power switch. You then have your fridge vents. The fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind one of those there'll also be a gas flue when you're running the fridge on gas. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to the van leaving site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see that is working as it should. A little bit further down the side of the van you'll see your grey waste pipes. Now this relates to the water that goes in the front of the caravan with that aqua roll set, and essentially the wastewater will come out of these flaps just down here. So you open them up and you have two bits of grey pipe that go into these, and they drop down inside the waste master just below it. You then come to your toilet flush tank. So this toilet flush tank will take 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom here you have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the yellow handle below to release the toilet cassette. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. On the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you press that button in it'll actually release the pressure out of the cassette, so when you're tipping it away through this neck here, when it's turned out, it won't spit and splatter back at you. In this cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a capful of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the van on the other side you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the van while it is on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these, again it is only there for stabilising. Down the door side of the caravan, coming to the front of the van, you have your storage locker for underneath the front seating area. You have your wind down leg to stabilise the van, and then we'll go on to the inside and demonstrate how the inside of the van works. So as you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. First of all, you're going to need to come in the wardrobe, and in the wardrobe you'll find your main control panels for the caravan. At the top here you have your auxiliary 12 volt switch, which you need to have on and in down position when the caravan is on site and being used. The central switch here controls which 12 volt supply you're going to run from. When it's in the centre, the 12 volt systems are turned off completely. When the switch is at the top, it runs from the 12 volt system on the car, so when you're towing down the road essentially. And when you're on site, you need to have it on 12 volt van, so down the bottom here. The van essentially means caravan, not van as in something you're towing it with, and you'd have it in the down position so it charges the battery from the 12 volt system from the 240 supply coming into the caravan from the site you are on. Down the bottom here you have your trip switches for when you're on site. Hit the test switch button and it will trip the power off if there is no mains power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Down the right hand side here you've got your breaker switches for the different appliances, as you can see just here. First switch you see here is your space heater, and that is your space heater on 240 mains. You need to have this turned on for power to go to the control switch on the opposite side of the van. You've then got your electric water heater. Again, you need to have this on so the water system heats up on electric. That is actually the main control, so that's a bit like turning your boiler on and off at home. So you need to have that on for the 240 when you're plugged into 240 mains for the water heater to work, and it will now start warming up on the electric water heating. Switch on the right hand side here you need to have turned on. It allows the battery on board the caravan to charge when you are towing or when you are on site. Once you've got the switches turned on in the relevant positions, you're going to need to start filling the water system up. So you're going to come to every tap on board the caravan, open all the taps on the hot side of the water system, as you can see here, and that is the water system, all the taps open. To fill this, I'm just going to turn that off for a moment because I've already filled the system up, but you'd leave all of the taps open, and then you're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and underneath here you will find a yellow valve. That yellow valve is your fill and drain down valve essentially for the water system. When it's in the position it's in now, you'll be able to fill the water system up from the ack roll on the outside, and when it's upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all of the water out of the caravan onto the floor underneath. You will need to drain it down after each use of the caravan, and you'd never leave it full of water. So like I said, you've got your electric water heater switch in that cupboard, but if you want to warm it up on gas, you have a second control panel on the wall just here. To ignite the water system on gas, you'll spin this dial around to the flame symbol. You'll get a green light appear, which is essentially your pilot light, a bit like you'd have on your boiler at home. If it fails to ignite, like it has just done, because the gas is currently turned off, you'll then get a red light appear just here. The number that you have above the green light is the water temperature the water will warm up to. So you've got between 30 and 70 degrees on the gas water heating. This is only controlled temperature-wise on the gas side of the water heating. It is not controlled by control on the front here, like the control on the front here, on the electric side of the water heating. Ultra heat is the next dial across, so this is for your heater just here on the caravan. To warm up the caravan, all you need to do is simply select the power supply you have coming to the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Green light will appear to let you know it is working, and then you'll be able to control the temperature of the heater on the dial in the centre. You have either 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power that you can run the heating system on, and that, like I said, depends on the amount of power coming to the caravan from the caravan site you are on. To work the heater on gas, you actually need to go over to the heater itself, and on top of the heater you will find the gas option. So you spin the dial around here between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter at the same time. Once it's ignited on gas, you'll have your pilot light in this window down the front of the heater. It'll be about a 45-degree angle, so about the sort of angle we're looking at it now. You'll see the pilot light through here, and that means it has ignited. Once you see that pilot light, you need to continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the gas valve. Then you'll be able to control the heat of the heater on the dial on top. To turn it off, you'll spin it back to the 0 position just here, and that'll be the gas isolated to the heater. On the opposite side, you have your option to run blown air heating. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. The wave symbol on the left hand side here indicates the heat is going to come out the vents around the caravan on the blown air heating. You've then got your fan speed on top, because this is continuous blown air, so you can control the fan speed to where you want it to be. And on the right hand side you have an A. That is automatic blown air essentially, so what that means is it'll cut in and out with the thermostat on board the caravan. Hob, grill and oven all work very much the same as your household appliances. The only thing you need to remember is the electric hob will only work if you're on a mains 240 site. If you're running on 12 volts or off grid, then that will not work from the 12 volt power supply. To operate the fridge, again, very simple to do. You've either got the option of 12 volt when you're towing down the road. So when you're towing, you can put it onto the 12 volt mode just here. When you're on site with mains power, you can select the mains power option. And then you'll be able to control the temperature of the fridge on the dial on the right hand side here. And to operate the fridge on gas, you'll spin the dial to the gas option here. Press in the temperature control on the right hand side. And when it has ignited on gas, this little red line here will come round into the green. And that essentially means, that is essentially your pilot light. Once it has ignited again, you're holding the gas valve for 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve. And you'll be able to control the temperature of the fridge on gas on the dial on the front here. Now, I did just mention briefly 12 volt mode for when you're towing. Essentially, when you connect to the car you're towing with, you'll be able to use the fridge as a cool box. It will not completely chill the fridge. It will just get it slightly chilled, so you can keep bits in there as you are travelling down the road. The last part of the caravan we're going to go through is the toilet system in the bathroom. The toilet itself has a pump flush, so you pump the toilet up, handle up and down to flush the toilet system. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see. And below the toilet you'll find your grey waste handle. You need to have the grey waste handle open when you're using the loo, and we do advise when you're finished using the loo, you shut it back off. You do need to make sure that toilet flap is actually shut before you try and remove the toilet cassette from underneath the caravan. So that is the Sterling Europa 540. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site later today. Thank you for now. Bye bye.